My eyebrows are definitely not twins. I don't know who started this eyebrows gotta be sisters, not twins, because I definitely want identical twins as eyebrows. Hey y'all, I'm Diamond and welcome to the first movie makeover. When I sat down and thought about how exactly I wanted my YouTube channel to look, the first person that I thought about was Bailey Sarian. Bailey Sarian does murder, mystery, and makeup on Mondays, where she talks about true crime while doing her makeup at the same time. One thing about me, I love colors, I love makeup, I love eyeshadows, lip gloss, lashes, eyeliner, you name it, I love it. So why not incorporate my two interests together? That's how I came up with movie makeover. This is the first one, so I hope you guys like it. Please make sure that you leave me some feedback down below and enjoy. Directed by the girl boss Greta Gerwig, Barbie follows stereotypical Barbie, which is played by Margot Robbie, as she navigates this ever-changing world around her. One day she wakes up with bad breath, cold water, and even flat feet. After talking to some more of the Barbies, she decides that it's best for her to go to see Weird Barbie, which is played by Kate McKinnon. Weird Barbie lets her know that she has to go to the real world in order to get this clear understanding of what exactly is going on with her. Barbie and Ken, played by Ryan Gosling, decide to head to the real world where things get even more twisted than they were before. I was personally surprised by the direction of this film because I don't feel that the trailer really showed it, and I'm glad, because ever since COVID, I really feel that a lot of these movies have been doing summary trailers, so whenever you sit down and actually watch it, you're not really getting much more outside of what the trailers already told you. Before I watched the movie, I saw a lot of posts about it being too woke or just not what people thought it was. A lot of complaints that it's not necessarily a kids movie, but to be honest with you, I don't really remember it being ever advertised as a kids movie. I think that people kind of just assumed it was a kids movie because it was Barbie. Once I knew that Greta was going to be the director, I knew this was not going to be a kids movie. It's PG-13, so. And I'm not saying kids like it's mad inappropriate, but I'm saying it's not really for kids because a lot of the like hidden messages in the film can kind of go over kids' heads, which isn't a bad thing because I do feel that there needs to be more movies geared towards my age. I'm 25, so I do feel that there needs to be more movies geared towards my age. And when I say geared towards my age, I mean there's always this push for like high school or midlife crisis. Like what about the 25-year-olds who's going through some like mental crisis and identity crisis and job crisis and just don't know what exactly we have going on? So I'm thankful that this movie kind of was something I could really resonate with outside of just being a child. I also like that this movie pretty much acted like a Barbie history lesson because I think a lot of people have this false perception of what exactly Barbie is and what exactly Barbie does. And I love the scene with Sasha, which I feel like was an ode to the Bratz. I feel like that had to do with the Bratz because if you look at the girls, they definitely look like Yasmin, Chloe, and Jade. If that is what it is, I caught it. If that's what that was supposed to be, I caught it. Sasha was the one to pretty much explain to Barbie like this false perception of her, because I do feel that that's a lot of excuses that people use when they're watching like, or when they're playing with Bratz versus Barbie, like, oh, I can't play with Barbie because Barbie is so skinny and she does this and she does that and it's so stereotypical and da 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 da. So why not have the Bratz like be the ones to explain that? You know, but I don't pick sides. I was a Bratz girly and a Barbie girl, so why can't two baddies just get along? I also think that a good thing that Greta Gerwig chose to do was to incorporate like the creator of Barbie into the film. I knew that Barbie was created by Ruth and it was named after her daughter, but I did not know like the reason that it was created. So I thought that was really nice that they kind of put that into perspective. This was such an uplifting film that I did not expect to be as uplifting as it was. And the little history lessons, they definitely would go clean over little kids' heads. No, this was not a kid's movie, and I have no shame in admitting that. But the incorporation and the explanation of the reasons behind Barbie, which is just to show girls that you can be anything you want to be. Barbie is not just like one particular person. It is not just one look. It is okay to do whatever you want to do as a little girl. I just think that's so inspirational, and I think that I'm able to process it now at this age because at 25, this is the age that I have really thought about my life. This is the age I've really sat down and looked back and questioned, what do I want to do? What exactly is my passions? What are my goals? Like, who am I as Diamond? And I think that that's really cool that it took us through the journey of Barbie trying to figure out who is Barbie. I also like that they even incorporated like the Barbies that have been discontinued, just because like those Barbies are still kind of inspirational. I like the joke that they did about Midge and how like they discontinued her because of teen pregnancy, but even like in my head, I'm like, she probably is very helpful. Like she's probably very helpful for the girls that do go through teen pregnancy, because it's like, this is normal, like it's okay. You know, you don't have to feel like you're making a mistake just because you may not be living the life the way other people are living it. Barbie and American Girl doll, they're pretty up there with like inspiration for young girls. Cinematically, I feel like the production design needs to get as many awards as possible, because this movie was like minimal CGI. So when you're watching it and you see Barbie Land and you see these extravagant sets, this is all production design. The production designer for Barbie is Sarah Greenwood and the set designer is Katie Spencer. Especially nowadays, production design is not getting the credit it deserves. I'm pro production design, that's what I went to school for, so anytime that I see production design just kind of do its thing, my heart flutters. I also watched this video of how they were doing the car. I like this pulley system that was pulling the scenery while the car was in motion. It's not even that the car was in motion, just the wheels were moving. It just looks so cool. If you have time, definitely go and watch some videos behind the production design of Barbie, because it was so well thought out. It was built in a movie studio, in a Warner Brothers studio in London. So they had nothing but space and opportunity. And I'm so glad that they chose to do practical sets instead of CGI sets, because it's just something so genuine about practical sets, even building it, seeing how it looks on camera, being able to play with the colors, the paintings, the textures, just knowing that it's gonna look so good when it's done. And to me, it looked perfect, and it doesn't get nominated for any awards. They're being biased. I also feel like the soundtrack for this film was really thought out, like really well. I like that they incorporated mainstream artists into the film, because I feel like when you incorporate mainstream artists, it makes people want to see the movie even more, because they want to hear their favorites perform, they want to hear their fave songs, they want to hear what they gotta say. Lizzo has a song that opens up the movie called Pink, and it's also like a continuation of the song, like as Barbie kind of navigates her changing life. And I love that the lyrics aligned exactly with what she was doing. Like it literally felt like Lizzo was just narrating the movie. And I think that also means something, that Lizzo is the one to be singing the song about Barbie and how she looks and her stereotypical look, because Lizzo gets a lot of backlash on her body, and I love Lizzo. I love her body positivity. I love that she's so confident in her skin. I feel like kids don't understand the importance of Lizzo being the one to sing this part. As a girl who struggles with body image every single day, that was so inspirational, because I watched Lizzo flourish and be confident in her skin, and she has her clothing line and she's just so positive, and her being the one to sing Pink was just, it hit home for me. So that's something that I really do appreciate. And even the incorporation of Nicki Minaj, duh, why would you not put Nicki Minaj in the Barbie movie? But I did feel kind of weird about Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice being the one that did the song, just because I felt like, you know, Nicki could have did it on her own. And when I first heard the song, I didn't really like Ice Spice's verse. I just didn't feel like it really aligned with Barbie and, you know, who she was and what she represented. And you know, I think Ice Spice is gorgeous. I just don't like her music. I think that the placement of the song being at the end of the movie, especially after that last line delivery, if you know the last line, you know, okay? But especially after that last line, I think it was just so uplifting and like, oh, what a great way to leave the theater. So great placement. Between the artists for the soundtrack and the casting, I feel like that alone brought in a lot of crowd. But the marketing for Barbie, let's get into it. I really think the marketing in Barbie and just the whole buildup for the Barbie film is very pivotal in nowadays cinematic universe. I say that because I think COVID just really kind of ruined cinema. I think COVID kind of put this push on direct to streaming, or just streaming in general. And so when it comes down to like streaming movies, you don't necessarily have to do a lot of marketing, because the internet will talk. Like people will do reviews. Even, you know how many times I've opened Netflix and they'll have like all the top 10 movies or top 10 shows, and I'm just clicking through and I'm like, I never heard of this, but it's in the top 10, so let me watch it. You don't really need the advertising with movies or TV shows that go directly to streaming. I can honestly say that this writer strike isn't going to make it any better, so I hope that you know, production studios can kind of get in line with what's going on so that their movies can flourish the way that they should. Barbie's budget was $145 million, and the fact that they have made way more than that just in the first 3-4 days of being out. Marketing matters, okay? Casting matters, promotion matters. More movies need to do it, even if it is going straight to streaming. You can still market and promote There's been so many movies or TV shows that I've never heard of up until I see pictures of the premiere. And I'm like really locked into the film world and the TV show world, and I don't hear anything. I may hear something like a year or two ago, and then now I'm seeing the premiere for it. But as far as like actual advertising, zero. I see like a lot of people making this excuse that like, oh, it only has that much advertising because it's Barbie, or because it's Mattel, or because it's Warner Brothers. But I feel like that shouldn't be an excuse, because there'd be multiple movie studios that should definitely promote just as much as Barbie did, or as much as Mattel did. If that is the case, that it is just the name brands that brought it together, why are more movies not doing that? Transformers just came out with a movie and I didn't see much promo about that. I didn't even hear about it until like it came out. So, and I follow some of the actors that are in it. I don't know. I also think that the collabing with various companies, that's a type of feel that movies should always have when they're coming out. I should feel that a movie is coming out. I even think that Oppenheimer got to ride on the coattails of Barbie, because they literally had like, I didn't even see like the real trailer for Oppenheimer. Couldn't even tell you what it was about till like a few days before Barbie, because I was trying to figure out what exactly is Oppenheimer about. And it was about the bomb, but like, what was it about? That Oppenheimer was able to benefit off the Barbie marketing. So many people did Barbieheimer. So the movie is something you need to promote, because Barbie was doing that good of marketing. I even feel that the rollout for Barbie was better than the rollout for Little Mermaid. I say that because Disney has a lot of money. And I feel that even though, yes, I did see Halle Bailey everywhere, and I did see Little Mermaid themed things, I don't think that they did enough collaborations like Barbie did. And I liked Little Mermaid. This was so original. Even the message was original. How they marketed the film was original. They had so much going on with marketing and press and promo. I did not expect America Ferrera to be the pivotal point in Barbie's life. Like, I'm glad she was, because America Ferrera was a big part of my childhood too. Like, I could remember seeing her in a lot of things growing up. So for her to be like that pivotal point with what's going on. This Barbie movie has just really shown me how important it is to like really think out your films instead of just trying to rush to put them out just to say that you have a movie out. I think that everything that Greta did was really thought out, from mapping out the film to who she wanted in it, to who she wanted to do production design, to how she wanted these people to look. I think that selecting Issa as like President Barbie, especially as a Black woman, was so monumental. Even the Kens and their discovery of the patriarchy and what it really is in the real world compared to how it looks in Barbie land, that really stood out to me too, because I think that if there are young guys or boys in general just watching it, that part can either go in one ear and out the other, or really stick with you. And I hope that it stuck with people, but based on the reviews, I think that a lot of guys, it kind of went in one ear and out the other. It's very eye-opening for women, and that's all that really matters to me. The realism of this Barbie film was not expected either. Part when he's talking to the guy in the lobby and he's talking about how, you know, why they can't just do things under the table, and the guy pretty much admits like, yeah, we actually do things under the table, but we're just really good at hiding it. Real world experiences. People that are saying that Barbie was too woke are those that did not understand the point of the film. And that's okay. You know, people aren't going to agree with everything. I think this was a really good movie if you went in there with the expectation of just watching a movie, instead of going in there with the expectation of just going to be the Barbie that we grew up with. It's just going to be the Barbie that we know and love, because it's not. I hope that more filmmakers actually follow what Greta was doing in terms of taking something that we know and love and kind of making it more relatable and making it more of a deeper message. Because to be honest with you, I think I would have been pretty annoyed if the Barbie movie was just Barbie being Barbie the whole time. By this being a PG-13 movie, I definitely wouldn't have expected it to be geared for children. I wouldn't have expected it to be about dolls the whole time. Even in Barbie land, they still are pretty mature. Barbie is really grown, whether people want to admit that or not. Barbie is very mature, and ain't nothing wrong with that. It's the finished look. Hope that you guys enjoyed movie makeover. Please make sure that you leave me any type of feedback in the comments below. Let me know what you want me to review next. Next time I'll be talking about They Cloned Tyrone, which is the new film on Netflix. Make sure you check it out before watching the review. Bye.